Thank you, Allison. This should be good. You may have heard of criminals and sex offenders being forced to wear GPS tracking devices. But how about high schoolers? And one Texas county, students who skip class too often may be forced to do the same thing. Does this punishment fit the crime, or is this taking it a bit too far? Joining me now for a fair and balanced debate is former prosecutor and child advocate Wendy Murphy. And Janet Panisi is here in studio with us. She's a family lawyer and criminal defense attorney. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm trying to remain fair and balanced on this one, but I was truant a fair amount in my day. Wendy, let me just ask you, you support this. Why? It seems unconstitutional to me.
No, look, it's nothing but an electronic version of what the cops are already doing anyway. They run around physically and in their cruiser cars looking for kids like you, trying to get them to go to school. The whole point is there's a law in Texas that says you got to go to school. It's mandatory, not permissive. And when the kids don't go, the cops have a duty to go find them and bring their bodies to school. This is just a cheap and easy way to get that job done. Not every advancement in technology is insulting to civil liberties.
But it's spying. It's spying, and it's using shackles to do what parents should do. And I get the fact that they might get them 15 minutes earlier to school this way, but they're spying on kids. They're teaching them that they're not really citizens. And what are we doing? We're teaching children that they're criminals before they're criminals, and then we're all going to sit around and wonder, oh, why are they acting like criminals?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shackling kids and spying on them is a bad idea. Really
they become criminals when they're not in school, and that's the point. This is not spying.
This is
locating children to get them educated, which is a good thing.
Wendy,
and I agree with you that it should be the parents, okay? They should be the first ones, but they're not getting the job done, and that's why this is not so much Big Brother.
What are we doing? We're going to shackle kids.
This is not so much Big Brother as Big Mother.
Let me bring up one point.
Them.
Wendy, you said in class. The problem here is they want these GPS devices to be worn 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Doesn't that bring up a bit of a problem of privacy?
Yes, no, not privacy, but it's excessive, and I'm going to agree with you. They should be monitoring them during school hours.
So we agree.
There, I agree with you. But that doesn't mean snip the bracelet off, bring it back, put it back on. Keep the bracelet on. Just shut the monitoring off during the off-school times.
This is the silliest idea I've ever heard. It's absolutely unconstitutional. It's absolutely a violation of their privacy, and it tries to make a really complex problem boil down to something stupid and simple, like we're going to shackle and spy our kids, and that's how we're going to replace parents.
You're just going to know where they are. I can tell you, you only would have known where I was. It wouldn't have gotten me in class.
But that's a civil rights violation, too.
Wendy Murphy.
Education matters.
Education matters, but so does attachment to education and teaching kids something.
And that's the last word. Janet
children's
Panisi,
freedom.
Wendy Murphy. This is a great debate. I'd love to just keep going for the next couple of hours. It also cost $20,000 for 10 bracelets, by the way. You have to mention that. Thank you both. We appreciate it.
Okay, I was out there watching Fox News talk about the GPS tracking systems on students. Is this really a good thing or bad thing? We point out that Wendy states that it makes quicker getting kids back to school. True. Janet says that we are teaching the kids they are criminals before they are. Technically, yes, a lie. They are not going to school, they're breaking the law, therefore they are criminals. Wendy says they will become criminals if they're not in school. Well, we have to agree that is true. When they're out there on the streets, they have chances for crimes. We're going to get to some of these in just a moment. Wendy says we're located to get them educated. No, we're located to put them in school. We're not going to get them educated. We'll get that. Also, Wendy states that if parents not getting the job done. True. But also the schools not getting the job done. And these little GPS ain't helping. Wendy says we're trying to help them. No, you're not just trying to keep them there. Janet says it's a silly idea. Yes, it is, to a degree. And it's trying to make a complex problem boil down to shackling and spying on our kids. Well, yes, it's trying to boil down a complex problem. And we want to get the reason why it's complex. Dave did point out that when he was a truant kid, this will let you know where he is. It would not get into class. That's the only thing. The thing that you know that he is not at school, he's at his friend's house, or he's on the street. Janet says education matters, so does attachment. Education matters, true. They have to have an attachment. But Wendy claims education trumps children's freedom. Well, yes and no. See, and they've all been kind of stupid about this. Dave was the only level-headed one. GPS tracking will only let you know where the student's at so you can bring them to class. That is true. But just like the old cliche, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Saying that you can carry a kid to class, but you can't make him learn. Most of the kids that want to leave school are biding their time till they're old enough to drop out because they don't care. Well, why should they? We have not shown the reason why they get education. Parents have failed and so has the school. Why should they get education when they can go on the street and make a whole lot more money with the work selling drugs or prostituting than working hard in an everyday blue-collar job, which we show is a dead-end job? The fact is that just because you know where the student's at and you bring them back to school will not solve the problem with kids. If the kid's going to leave school, he's going to leave school. Then why should we make them stay there? Well, we're going to educate it, but they don't want to be educated. The only thing they are going to do is cause problems for the teachers and other students that do want education. The ones that want to learn cannot learn because the ones who don't want to learn are causing a ruckus. So the ones who want to learn get punished, while the ones who don't want to learn sets off a firework in school. Causing everybody to lose privileges, really. If you want these kids to learn something, I think you need to find out a way to get to want to learn. The problem with a lot of classes is when you get out of grade school, most of the classes just become a lecture class. Guess what? That's boring. I don't know how many times I want to leave class because it was boring. I am not a person that learns by someone simply telling me something. I'm a person that learns by doing. If you want these kids to have an education, then maybe you ought to have more vocational classes in school. For crying out loud, in low-income areas of high unemployment, what I've seen being in the school system for these 2 years is most of them can't even do basic math or basic living. Can't even manage their own finances. If you really want to help these people to get out of poverty that want to get out, the problem is a lot of people want to stay there. If you really want to help them, I suggest you start making it where they can want to learn. Teach them a trade, that way they can at least provide for themselves. Teach them how to manage their money, that way they can at least have things, don't worry about the dick that may come. When a person gets about 6th, 7th grade, they should have a choice to make. What type of field they planning on going to, and then that determines what education. Because then by about 8th grade, you should be tested. If you want to get in high school, you should take a test. If you do not pass the test, you either go to a private school and make up the areas that you like in, or you can go to a trade school, or you can go to the workforce. So all these kids, they much rather be out there in the workforce than in the classroom. They've already made up their mind what type of future they're going to have. And you can't change it no matter what you do. You think, oh, we want a better future. Well, if they don't want it, they're happy working as a waiter. Let them. That's their choice. Some people are happy as a waiter. Some people are happy as a garbage man. Some people are happy flipping burgers. That college is not for everyone. First thing my professors told me, college is not for everyone. Some people, when they get out of high school, they expect the workforce and they make themselves a better living than anyone to come. If a person's got to get up and go, let them get up and go. Quit trying to tie them down by saying they have to be in school. Now, everybody learns going to a lecture class. I applaud those teachers that have made their classes not merely lecture, but activities for those who learn by seeing, and especially the difficult job of making it interesting for those who learn by doing. You really want to help these kids, and you need to show them why they need education. You need to give them a way where it's easy for them to learn, easy for them to understand, and for them to fulfill their dreams. Instead of saying, oh, you have to go to school. That answer to give these kids, and simply putting a GPS on is not going to solve the problem with kids skipping school. They're still going to skip school. You're just going to know that they're not the quickie mark, so you can pick them up quicker, assuming that they don't run away. GPS, bad idea. Just simply the fact that the reason why it's bad, just because it wastes time and money trying to make someone do something that they don't want to do. Now, we can change the law, but the only way we can take care of this is if we change the way things are done, or we change the law. This has been the Rant.